Welcome,
Hi, Eric.
everybody. Hey, good morning, Gabe. How are you?
All right.
Welcome to our Realbird Hands-On Workshop. We're glad we can have you guys here today, taking this time on this fine Friday morning. Our hearts go out and prayers go out to people that are suffering in Houston and Southeast Texas area. It's kind of heart-wrenching to watch all that water and people so much trouble. But I know we're thinking about them, and our hearts and prayers go out to them. And a lot of companies, it seems like everywhere I go, everybody's like, opening their hearts to their people that are connected to them. It's like, hey, help us donate. I was just at Walmart last night and they have a scanner, and every self-serve cashier, cashiers asking, hey, can we give to the Red Cross? And so it's a good time to open our hearts and to do that. We're going to get started here in just another minute or so. Thanks for joining us today. We will be recording this session today. This is actually a topic we haven't really talked a lot about, but I want to show. I'm going to show you today in action how RS feeds that Realbird provides can help you. Basically, share the commodity you have, which is your listings and your sold listings. So we're going to get started just in a couple more minutes. All right, welcome to our Realbird Hands-On Workshop. We're glad you can be here today. My name is Eric Zebarth. I'm a guest host on this webinar here, sponsoring and supporting Realbird in their effort to help real estate agents be successful and with the latest technology, and to expand who you are, and to connect more people with you, obviously to generate more buyer leads, more seller leads. That's what it's all about. Also, giving you the tools so that you can basically syndicate or publish your listings in all different places. By the way, I'm not alone here today. I'm supported by one of the owners and developers of Realbird, Gabe Gross. He's with us here today. Good morning, Gabe. How are you?
Hi, everybody. Here I am in Redwood City, where we get smoke from Northern California and Oregon fires, and it's going to be a heat wave this weekend.
Oh boy. Yeah. I'm broadcasting from northern Utah, where it's a bit higher in elevation, but we got plenty of the heat. It still feels like a hot summer, but we've had a bit fires up here too. It's a little crazy, and of course down in the south they have too much rain, too much moisture, and they're dealing with that. Thanks for joining us here today. We are recording this webinar here today. This is a topic we haven't talked a lot about, but in our training that we've done the last 10 plus years. But it's a tool that's been around. Realbird has made it a little more evident or more available to be able to use, and we're going to do that. I'm going to show you a few different ways that you can use these tools that Realbird gives you. The first of all, some of you haven't been here before. I just want to share with you. I always go my little bit of explanation. What is Realbird? If you're new to it and just kind of figuring it out. First of all, let me give you let me just give you a little bit of a little grace, mercy, forgiveness. Realbird does so many things, and I've met so many folks that sign up for Realbird, and it's like, okay, what do I do with it now? I'm going to give you some tips on what to do with it. Realbird's a way, basically made of two parts. One part is the listing publisher, where you can have the ability to create these single property websites for each one of your listings. And when I say a single property site, I'm talking about an interactive display of everything about that listing that you're willing to go public with. And you might say, why do I need to do that? I already have a listing. I put it in the MLS and it gets shared out. You're right, it does. It's true. If it's not a pocket listing, we'll come back and talk about that in a second. Yes, you can put it in the MLS, and the MLS will send it to a bunch of different places. Of course, before it sends your listing to different places, whether it's Zillow or Julia or Redfin or Coldwell Bank or Century 21 or Homes.com, whatever, it's going to scrape your content information off there. So they're going to do that anyway. You can choose to syndicate, and a lot of options when you go to broker load your listing. Sometimes you do have options in your local MLS to be able to share and syndicate past that. In that point, some MLSs don't give you that. They just automatically take that listing, put it in the mix of a database of listings, and they share it different places. Of course, usually without not much of contact information. So the idea with Realbird is you can take that listing and you can launch it, share it, and have here. Let's go ahead and pull up one. This is why we're talking. It's actually that's a sold listing. Nothing wrong with that. Let's go in here. I'll go ahead and so listings can be seen by everyone, and you control how they look, how they feel, and you have the opportunity to be able to do that. That there's a benefit to that. Number one is you're basically marketing your listing with more of your contact information, so people can get a hold of you, see who you are, and connect with you. And the cool thing about the really taking full benefit of the Realbird experience is to have your listings be seen in kind of their timeline of life. Here's a listing that I just posted. Gosh, I think I just posted this yesterday. This is for Susan Rupert. It's a beautiful ranch style home, and this is in Pine Grove Mills outside of State College. So let's go ahead and pull up that listing. So I put a picture in the background. The idea is that it's kind of a vehicle. I guess that's the best way. I was going to call it a spaceship, but it's kind of a vehicle for your listing to do much more than the MLS could ever do with it. And so, we got a slideshow of the images, we've got a map view, but I have connected to that listing her testimonials, a bio about a little mini bio about Susan. It actually has a built-in search nearby homes for sale. That's built right into the single property website. She has an open house. She can post an open house on this. She can see the other listings that she has. She has, I think, 9, 10 listings right now. Also see her latest blog post from her website that I help her out with. This listing gets translated, in 10 different languages. That is a huge thing. The United States is for sale, and more people are coming here from different countries. They want a piece of American dirt. That's happening more and more. Susan happens to be in this area at State College around Penn State University, and it's becoming very international. Where people, the leads she's getting are from people that are outside the area, outside the country, speak other languages. It's happening, and that tool's available. So the reason why you want this listing in here in this format is because it can get shared everywhere. I still need to do that. You can get shared everywhere. It can get pinned. I have pinned it already. And also you get to see who Susan is, who's representing this property, and you get to see her in all her glory. And this is one listing, but she has, like I say, she has 10 active. I think she has 10 active listings right now. And so what what a feed does is it basically, well, first of all, I have to say that none of this is going to work very well if you're not using your Realbird. In order for the Realbird, you need to get the car full of bodies, to get that vehicle, that listing taken off. And not only the vehicle for a specific listing, but I'm saying for all your listings. That means adding your listing sold, active, and pending. There's a lot of beautiful things you can do when you're doing that. Let me just give you an example here. I have a lot of things open. Let me go ahead and open her website and show you. One, for example, I know people want, here's what I know about the public right now. When they need help with a realtor, they want a realtor that they can trust, that knows the market, that has a finger on the pulse, that's active. Okay, how are you going to show how active you've been in that specific neighborhood? Well, you have the ability, and here, I'll go ahead and pull this up. This is a tool because we've done a good job the last 5 to 6 years of getting all of Susan's listings in there, and I'm able to create this map within Realbird. And this is basically a map showing, hey, if you need to list in the State College area, Susan's your gal. These are all her listings, and they're all in there sold. Here's one view of it, Pinterest style. But because she put the listings in Realbird and then marked them pending and sold, we can do really cool maps like this and show, all her sold. This is probably what she's done the last 5 years. She's done more than that, but this shows mainly her solds the last 5 years. So if you're new to Realbird, that's okay. Go into Realbird and add a listing. Go here, add a listing. Here, watch. Click add a listing. Here, add a new for sale listing. Don't worry about that. Add at least one photo. Put an address. Mark it sold. Then you're going to have the benefit of doing what I did for her, is creating a sold presentation of what she's done. You need to show people, hey, I didn't just fall off the turnip truck. And by the way, if you are new to the area, maybe you can borrow some listings that you can mark as sold. There's another option you can do that. But you need to show people that you're active in the area. Okay, so I'm backing up a little bit here. So the idea is get all your listings in there. I don't care what status they are, because that, I don't know what I said. It gives Realbird something to work with. It gives it, because there's all kinds of tools once you do that. Once you get those listings in there, there's all kinds of tools you can do, and I'm going to show that tool in a second. So, okay, so let me see. There's all our listings. Okay, I showed you an active listing. Okay, and by the way, once your listing is in there, you have all these tools to then promote that listing. Now, Realbird's going to do some promotion on their own. They're going to take that listing and push it to a bunch of different places automatically. There's some places manually that you can take a little bit of time to do that. By the way, one of the places I use with Susan is Active Rain. So Interactive Rain, I go in and actually create blog posts within that community, and I share those listings. And of course, we share them in Pinterest and Tour Factory, all kinds of different places. So here's her. There's her blog right there. So we literally write an article on all of her listings. Here's it one right here. So all these are articles that are in here, and every listing she does, we create an article and post it in here so that it's part of her blog post. Okay, so let's see. Here we go. So let's see what that looks like. There's a vacation home in Heston, which is north of Penn State. So,
hey Eric, you could also show at one point, like each listing on the bottom has the RSS feed if they put their blog into the profile. That's also an RSS application.
Yeah. Okay. I will jump to that. Thanks for reminding me. This is a beautiful vacation home. See how nice that is formatted. You can actually now in Active Rain, you can actually add a featured image at the top and then have the slideshow that shows. This, I got this code. I didn't have to write this code for this nice format listing that creates a nice article. I did this article in about 3 minutes and share it. And the cool thing is believe it or not, that this listing gets comments. There's 5 comments here. So there's other people that will share this listing or get to know it. And that's a cool thing because I think one of the benefits when you sit as a listing agent and someone's considering listing with you, you need to say more than, hey, I'm going to be able to put a lawn sign in your front yard, and hopefully the guy won't break the sprinkler pipe as he's driving the 4x4-inch post into your lawn. And I'm going to put a flyer box on that lawn sign. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to put it in the MLS. You got to give more than that nowadays. And Realbird gives you the tools to be able to do that. Now, you're seeing this listing in kind of admin mode, so I can edit headlines such. But this is a place where she gets comments. In other words, she's sharing this listing with other agents and within Active Rain. By the way, it's free to become a member of Active Rain. It's getting slowly back to its former glory, what it used to be. It's a great business or peer-to-peer area for real estate agents. It's getting back up there because, well, Zillow bought it originally. A market leader bought it, and Zillow bought it from market leader, whatever. But Ben Kinney went back and bought it, and was a great forward-thinking agent broker up in the Seattle area. And so it's getting better all the time. Anyway, it's free to be a member of Active Rain, and you absolutely should be there. At that free level, you're basically corresponding and sharing with other agents. But I want to share with you that if you could become a rainmaker, which I think it's worth every penny to do, and you can become a rainmaker, and then your content gets seen in the search engines. That is, they open up to get crawled by Google in the search engine so that this content is seen more often. Okay. By the way, I forgot to let you know that you can ask questions inside the chat box. I got to have Gabe monitor that because that's a little much for me to be able to see that, see the chat right there. Okay, so the key is you got a Realbird account. Most of you here today already have a Realbird account or are considering it. Open your Realbird account and get every single listing in there. And if you're a busy agent, I realize you might not have time to do that. Get your assistant to do it, or get someone to do it, or call me and contact me. You know, I have people that can help with that. But fully use Realbird for all it can do. This Realbird can work hard and do a lot of things for you. So the things I want to talk about today, and I'm going to come back and show where that feed is at the bottom of the profile as well, is you have feeds that Realbird gives you when you do that, when you have. So obviously the key is get all your listings in there. Okay, pending, sold, active. Okay. So there's a lot of cool things you do. So I'm going to show you what some of those feeds and what we're doing with them, what you can do with them. Okay, so I'm going into Realbird. I've logged into Realbird. This is Susan Rupert's. And I'm going into widgets under listing marketing. So listing marketing widgets once I'm logged in. Okay, so I'm going over here. Now, there's a lot of things you can show. I showed you all the sold listings. That was under listing board. And I just mark, let me just mark sold and listing board and Pinterest style I like. Preview and code. Okay, so I showed you on her website once those listings were in Realbird. This is what it's going to look like. You have this view, or you can use don't let the options overwhelm you. They're a blessing, not a curse. So so feel free to be able to customize. This is how I customize. I like the bigger style of showing the sold listings. This is how I created the listing map. Sorry about the phone ringing. Apologize for that. This is that's a map of all our actives. We're pretty cool. You can display that, but if I'm marking sold, so I want to show you at least how I do that. Preview that code, and then it creates that sold map. Takes all our listings in Realbird sold, and then you'll grab that code that they give you and paste into the HTML or text side of your website, depending on what website you have. Okay, now what we're here today to talk about is the RSS feed. So what Realbird has done for Susan is it's created a feed URL for all her active listings. Now, if I click on that listing, you'll see this is a lead, and I can subscribe right now to it. Subscribe means, okay, think of a listing feed is, it's like a newspaper. Your local newspaper puts out a paper every day of new content, new information. And you can subscribe to that by, so you can subscribe to that listing feed. Think of like the kid comes to your front door. Hey, do you want to get the newspaper? Yeah, I'd like it delivered to my door every day. Okay. Well, that's what an RSS feed, but the content is the content you create, or in this case, it's the listings that you load inside your Realbird. So this happens to be her featured listings, this feed right here that Realbird gave me at first. And I'm going to show you what I did with that, because I think it's really interesting what I did. She has a lot of listings right now, the most she's had in a long time. I mean, she's got horse property. She's got even a world famous glider port in Pennsylvania. It's really cool where they go in and, you know, the sailplanes, and they get a tow plane. And anyway, it's really cool. Like a lot of the guys on NASA, actually, part of their training is they have to go to this place. So it's a really cool place. 90 acres? You need a lot of space. But there's horse property and houses and condos and such like that. So a lot of good stuff. So I created this feed last night, and I'm going to show you what I was able to do with that. Oh, first of all, once you get a feed, we're going to show you how to create a subscription. Now, you could just put this as a link and say, click here to subscribe, and call that link whatever you want, because the subscribe is already built in there. But using a tool called FeedBurner, I was able to use it and put a widget within her site so that people could subscribe to it, so that they would know when she put a new listing in Realbird, basically when she has a new active listing, because every one of her active listings goes into Realbird, by the way. Okay. Now she has a website that I built for her, a WordPress website, and WordPress is an awesome tool. Now WordPress happens to be, and I'm not trying to tout WordPress's form, because there's a lot of different websites you can have, and a lot of websites can do this too. WordPress just seems to do it best because WordPress software is written in a way to be kind of like a publishing platform, and that's how I use it for her. So that is every time she writes an article on a blog post, or she creates a new listing, I've set it up in a way so it gets distributed to her Facebook page, her Twitter account, her Google Plus page, and her LinkedIn profile. Manually, I have to push to Pinterest, but it doesn't take very long at all to do that. So I've set up her website in a way so that when I give it a feed, it's going to take that feed, and for every one of those articles or listings that are posts are then sent out to different places. So I want to show that. So I did this last night. So and I have it linked to her Facebook business page. So what it's basically doing, it's taking these listings and pushing them out to her Facebook page. Pretty cool. So every one of these listings now is pushed out to her Facebook page, so they're all in here. And what's interesting is because I set up through a feed burner, I now can go on and look at those stats just from last night. I can look at the stats and let's see which one they were. These are all the ones I'm connected to. I'm logged in as me. My fault. Okay, so basically, and I need to log out as me. So let me do this here. Okay. I don't want to show that. I don't want to show her email, but I want to show you that what I was able to do. Okay. So here's the feed burners that I set up for her. So these are her featured listings. So look, I set up so that and I'm going to show you how to do this, by the way. So we reached since last night, we've had 204 views of those listings. So basically, took her active listing feed that Realbird gave me. I went into FeedBurner. I'm going to show you how to do that. I created a feed, and then what I did is I shared that feed. I brought it into her website. Is what I did. And I brought it into her website, and of course, I pushed these 10 listings out through the post through her website, and I was able to attract overnight 204 views. And these are the specific. You can actually see which ones got seen the most. Okay. Looks like the 8 acres got seen the most. That's 25 views. Still looking for clicks, but these are the views I got to see, which means they actually opened it a bit to see it. So what do you want to do is to create feeds. By the way, let me show them on our website. And these are the feeds in their what they call the raw format. But when you apply them to our website, and then I can do some really cool stuff. Let me go. Okay, so I have them here. I have a couple different places here. So this one I set up, enter your email to be subscribed and be notified when things change. So basically, all the posts and articles are on our website. When she has new content, by putting your email here, you'll be notified when she's got new stuff happening. Basically, any post, not specifically Realbird listings. So this one was a feed because Realbird gives her a feed of all her active listings. I mean, all her sold listings. Pretty cool. Let me click that so you can see that. So these are her sold listings, and And when people click on these, what they can basically see is they can see the Realbird listing. So let me click on that. See. Okay, so obviously this one's sold. But this one's still getting traffic. It's still getting liked. Now, obviously, she's not going to sell this home again. These people are pretty happy with the home. But I'm just trying to share it with you that Realbird gives you an opportunity to influence the life cycle of the listing long past when it's sold. So, and obviously, she's not going to sell this house again. These people that she sold it to or helped sell it to want to live here. But it contributes to who she is, how she markets, how aggressive she is in marketing, and all those points are expensive. I mean, all those points are important to be able to do that. So I set up a feed for this so she can see when things are sold. This one's happened to me when I set up just generally for the website. But Realbird is what I did last night is I took that active listing and I was able to go on her website and be able to share it. Okay, so I wanted to share also. Jumping around a lot, apologize for that. Let me go back to our home page. I also widgets everywhere. You can put widgets, but so you have to really think about what do you want people to be connected with you. What you don't have to use all the tools, but what you want to do for people to hear, like I have here, subscribe to be kept up to date on the latest listings. Now that one is the one I hooked up to all her active listings. So every time she has a new active listing, she puts it in Realbird. Those that have subscribed here by putting their email here, which I've done already, will be notified. Will be notified in their email about that listing. Here's another tool that I went in FeedBurner. I was able to create. Subscribe to the latest State College homes, and that's going to show her active listings. So this is a feed that I set up for her, and these are for her active listings. And this is a little different view in that because I use this widget. And by the way, they can subscribe with their own type of reader, whatever reader type they use.
Eric, so one thing that bears to mention here is the difference between email and subscribing to an RSS. There's been for the past 20 years enough email tools through which people can subscribe, and then the email sends out new listings to the client. But the problem with that is it is convenient, just as RSS, except that people get so many emails that at one point or other they're going to be sick and tired of getting your email. They're going to unsubscribe, or if they're still interested, they're going to have a hard time really finding the listing that they were interested in unless they somehow save it somehow, especially, or mark it with a marker on their email tool. With RSS, the RSS tool, of course, you can bookmark in your browser, and then it automatically feeds in there. So it's a little bit different in terms of how it works. But I think for many people it's more convenient because it doesn't necessarily rely on email. Eric, you're there? Eric? Hello?
Gabe, you there? Okay,
we're reconnected here. Can you hear me?
Yep, we're good. I can hear you. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. I think it might be the new webinar system. I'm gone. I haven't gone offline. I just on the webinar. The webinar just disconnected for a little bit. So hopefully you're there. So were you able to share about that? Not just having a feed through the email be shared or subscribed to. That's why I lost it. You good?
I think we're good. Go ahead.
Okay, so the part I missed was where you were sharing about how many people maybe got tired of receiving this type of content through being subscribed through email. You're talking about other options. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, so I lost you at the point, and I'm not sure anybody else heard you about sometimes people can get weary receiving these type of things, being subscribed RSS feed through email. I wonder if you can share that again.
Hello?
Hello, I'm here. I hear you.
Oh, okay. You know what? What's happening is if I click the microphone here, it mutes you. I don't know if that's the case. I'm gonna just log out for a minute and log back in. Okay.
Okay. We apologize for the inconvenience. Our new webinar system has been updated, and it's a newer version, and it might have a bug in it, but it's keeping us being connected here. Thank you for being patient with us. Appreciate it. Gabe, let me know when you're back. Thanks for being patient with us today. We're working through this.
Okay,
today.
I'm back.
Okay, so I wanted to share again because I think we missed it, or maybe it was just me that missed it. We were talking about how sometimes this is an option to subscribe with the email, but I think you were talking about sometimes people can grow weary with receiving this kind of information through their email. You said some other options might be available. You back, Gabe?
Yeah, I can say something.
Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Everybody's been patient. They're still with us.
Okay, that works. Okay. Okay, go ahead.
So the part that I missed about was when you were talking about that some people, if you only use the options, it's for them to subscribe with their email, is they might get weary in their email box receiving these type of things. Yep, I keep losing you. I hear you, then I don't hear you.
I'm muting my microphone so that you can talk.
Okay, so can you answer the question asked?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
The question was, you say that obviously we have the option through these RSS feed once they're set up to set up like a widget so they can subscribe to email, so that they can be notified by email when these things are happening. And you said that obviously some people might be getting weary and receiving so many things into their email box. We're talking about other options. That's where I lost you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So just think about it, right? These tools, these email tools have been around for a long time, for over 15 years. In fact, I pride myself to be the inventor of Listing Alert, the first one at a company called Baynet. But people are getting so many emails here these days that it's not a very convenient tool. Just think, let's say that they sign up for a listing that matches 3 or 4 listings a day, or even just one. Well, they over time they keep getting that, and number one, they become insensitive to that because there's so much email. And number two, it's hard to manage. They're going to have to sort them, which one's the latest and so on. With the RSS feed, they can bookmark. You can bookmark an RSS feed on your browser, and then it comes back, you just go back to it, and then it's pretty clear which one is there, which one is the old, the newest, which one is in. So it is a complementary, and sometimes for some people a much better way to get new information about listings than by email.
So this the listing lead the RSS feed that Realbird provides. Let me go back to there again. It's under listing marketing under widgets. Inside your Realbird account, and then RSS feed. When I click on these leads for her active leads, the latest one will always show up there. Obviously, this one's posted late Wednesday night. This is our latest listing. It shows at the top. So you could, bookmark that. I'm here in Firefox. So I can just put a star on it and label it if I want. And done. And then I can always pull that up. That's the easiest way to do that. And you can provide a link. You can just say this is a link. And say bookmark this link. They don't have to see this. They don't have to see this. You're basically within your website. And you have a website. You can create a link within your website. It's similar to what I've done here. Here I've grabbed the code that they give you, but you can hear me just grab a page. I'm just show you what I'm talking about. So if you have a page with your website, I'm going to go demonstrate that right now. And then you don't have to do a feed burner. You don't want to encourage someone to be able to, to use that and identify what it is. So, and make it interesting enough so that they put RSS bookmark. I've got a title of page here. Bookmark. Okay, so obviously I can click something like there we go. In my little editor. Bookmark this. I could bookmark this. We could tell people what you want to do. Bookmark this link to see the latest state college homes sale. Okay, so I basically created some text and then I can highlight that. I've copied the link that the RSS feed that it's given me here and highlight it, click the chain link here. This happens to be WordPress, but you might not have WordPress, but you're gonna have a lot of the same similar tools. In fact, when you go to build a listing in Realbird, you have these same type of tools too. Let's go ahead and make that hot. Let's make it a little bigger. I always like to make it a little bigger. Gosh, I'll make it mark it in red. All kinds of cool things we can do here. Okay, there we go. And let me publish that just so we can see that. Give it a second to post. So the idea is you could be creative. This is kind of a how-to webinar so that you can see these. Let me go ahead and view that page. All right. Boom. I made it nice and big, didn't I? Bookmark this link. So there's a link. They can bookmark it. We'll go back to there.
You can also add this to your email signature, for example. That's a good way to do this. Newest listing. You can show that. By the way, if somebody has typed in a question, we lost the questions apparently here. So you could type it in again if it hasn't been answered.
Yeah, I apologize for that.
Area.
Our webinar system's been upgraded. Obviously, there's a little bit of a glitch today.
It still has some bugs here, unfortunately, it looks like.
Okay, so this is I'm back inside a Realbird account. I wanted to show a list. Let's grab one of our listings. So people can actually subscribe. At the bottom, there's a link here. Subscribe to our listing. So here's that same listing feed again. Subscribe to our listing feed, and this is actually a feed of our listings. You've seen this feed already. So this is another way you can subscribe here. And this, you can just subscribe on the toolbar. And so there's lots of different ways but if you're not putting all your listings in Realbird, you're not really using these tools to the fullest. I did want to show you how to create using FeedBurner, so I wanted to do that. The FeedBurner is owned by Google, like many things. So if you have a Gmail account, what you want to do is open a tab and you'll log in with that. Gmail account. And then once you go to feedburner.com, which I've already done. Once you go to feedburner.com, you'll be able to do that. Let me see if I can get back in here. Okay. So I'm logged into her with her Gmail account. Here's some of the things that I've set up already. But let me show you how to create a feed. And I'm recording this so I can show you what we're doing with it. Okay. So let's go ahead and take one of her feeds. Let's go listing marketing. Let's go widgets. Let's go RS feed. This is all her statuses. So this is everything she's doing. All her active, pending, and sold listings together. Here's active, here's pending, here's sold. And then I'm going to take the one that's all statuses. So this kind of here, everything that's going on with her listing. You know, some are going to be sold such. So I'm going to take that listing, that RSS feed, sorry about that. And I'm going to go to my, let's see, where's my feed burner here? Here we go. And what it basically, once you're logged in your Gmail account, you go to feedburner.com in another tab, and it's going to say, oh, that's you, because basically having a Gmail account is a key, like a golden key into all the Google kingdom with all the tools they give you. And it's pretty cool, actually. So what I'm going to do is I want to burn a feed right now. So I'm going to go ahead and paste that feed in there. I'm going to click next. And I'm going to title it here. I'm going to say Susan Rupert of State College. That's her area. Real estate. So obviously the different stats pending view. Okay. It's in there. And I'm going to click next. I titled it. I'm going to go click next again. There's the feed right there. People can subscribe to. And it's not just subscribing. When I create a feed like this, I can take it into where it can display much like you saw on a full page, but you can actually have it show up like in a column in your footer of your website. I'm going to just use some of the tools they give to track. I think it's kind of cool that you can track how many people. I did that last night for her listings there, and we got 242 views that we might not have gotten using that. Cool. Okay. I've clicked that next button. You've successfully created the feed. Now, what I'm going to do is I want to go to publicize it. I want to share that feed. And there's a few different things. You could click headline animator. Let me show you what that looks on her website. Get back to her website so I can show that. So on her homepage of her website, I was able to create this cool little widget that people can subscribe to. It's kind of like a ticker. I could call that one like kind of a ticker. See how it's right here? I was able to get this animator. And this is basically, each one of these is a link that's flashing by. But people would subscribe to the latest State College Homes, which happens to be the one I did with all her active listings. So if people would subscribe to that, this is what it's going to look like, and they can subscribe with whatever service they have or whatever service they use. They're not forced to use FeedBurner. The FeedBurner will fit and display newest content based on what they're using or how they're viewing it. Okay, so let me go back to FeedBurner. This one is the one I use. You can email subscriptions, and this one basically people, once I activate this, people will be able to subscribe to it with their email. And then so they'll give me this code. I'll grab this code. This is the one I use, the top one. And for that, that's what I put at the bottom of her website. Basically, it gives me a widget that people can subscribe to and see these things. And then be able to have, when new content happens, the newspaper gets dropped on their doorstep, so to speak, where it's going to be put in front of them if they choose to see it. Well, put in front of them means come into their email if that's the way they subscribe. Okay, so let's go back to that. Okay, so there's other things you can do too. If you use that, there's socialize, where you can add this to your feed, your Twitter. Okay, so let's see if I have her. This is her Twitter account. Let me see if I can log into her Twitter account, and then I can feed those listings. I can feed those listings through her. So, and I don't want to do that now because I'm in another client's Twitter account. So basically, you can add a feed to where any one of these RSS feeds I'm setting up can be fed into a Twitter account that'll look like this. So you'll look with a headline and a link. See that? And then people will be able, when they click on the short links, it'll take them to the active listings. So there's lots and lots of different ways that you can do it. That's here's chicken chooser, a little widget. You can create little widgets. All kinds of different ways that you can take that feed and share it everywhere. how I've chosen with her to do it is she's got a lot of listings. We need to get some of these listings to move. So I was able to take that, like I showed you, and be able to put it inside her Facebook, her website that feeds to her, you know, like I said, her Twitter, her LinkedIn. You might not know this now, because used to be if you pushed your listings and articles and such to your LinkedIn profile for people to see it in your network, you couldn't see them. Your people in your network could see them, but you couldn't. But now you can. And she's getting followers. So this is inside now LinkedIn. How cool is that? There's all her listings now, because I pushed them out through there using the feed. So the key is get your listings in Realbird. I'm going to tell you that's what it is. And there's lots of different ways that you can use them. Like I said, I use the feed burner. It's a free tool. Someone said Google keeps threatening they're going to take it away, but they haven't. And so a lot of people use it. So you can do that. Also, if you don't have, by the way, I'm not a shameless pitch for what I help people with is the real estate website. When I'm not doing trend with Realbird. But if you need a website that acts like a true publishing platform, contact me and I will be happy to set up a web for you that will do that. When articles come in and your Realbird listings come in, they get syndicated out to your different networks. I hope you're taking advantage of. Let me go back to her Realbird. Okay. What I'm hearing is obviously a lot of listings are selling fast in the country. Obviously, with 10 listings, she wants to move these listings. But some areas are a little more slower than others. Obviously, this is in its bigger area. In the bigger areas, the listings are growing really fast. Seattle, San Francisco, San Diego, New York. I mean, listings go fast. Miami, they go fast. Some areas slower. But you need to have the confidence when you put a listing, when you make a listing live, that it's getting seen by the most amount of people. So fully use these tools. And I'm going to put a pitch for Pinterest. And also another Instagram. Instagram, people are, you know, living their lives living in Instagram, particularly women, and Pinterest too. And you might say, well, it's just women there. It's not just women. I'm just saying there's more women there. And I forgot the stat. Let me see if I can pull this out of my head. Correct me if it's wrong, but it's basically like women make most of the decisions, financial decisions. It's more time the woman in the household than the man. And if more women are making decisions, I think it was over 70, between 60 and 70%, I think, like. So when you get a listing, put it in Pinterest. Let's go. I'm going to pin that listing. Because we might have found one that I don't have. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to pin this in her board. It might be already, but we have active listing that's in the last year. Let's see it now. See how easy that was? So this is going to be on her boards for active listings. Here's the other active listings. And I saved it there. I'm going to save it again. I already saved it, but I can add a photo or a note, or you can do all kinds of stuff. So let's see her profile. Now let's look at the boards. Okay, so here's all active listings in there. And this is pending. These are pending, and these are her sold listings.
Hey, Eric.
Yeah.
It appears to me, at least, that we lost the feed. If anybody has problems seeing what are you showing now on the screen?
I am showing Susan Rupert's Pinterest board where we.
Oh, I see. Because
different boards for active pending and sold listings.
Yeah, for some reason, I think it's a problem on my computer. It's probably, if anybody else has problems, then please chat.
Okay.
No, I think it's my computer. So I must have a.
Well, it looks like 10 are still with us, at least for our live one.
Yeah. Okay. Well, go ahead.
Recording this today. Thanks for being patient with us, everybody, today. But this is just an example to show you. Use every tool you can to promote these listings. You know, I happen to have all her tools open here. I can have my own tools open and share everywhere. I guess to me, here, I'm going to do this. This is a little crazy. I'm gonna do this. Let me refresh my browser. I want to show you. I'm going to show you. Well, I can take 5 minutes. It's all I need. Let me just log in here to me.
Yeah, Eric, I think it's yours. Your stuff is. Richard says that there's no Pinterest page on the screen. I don't have a Pinterest. I still show the 2112 Half Moon Valley Road.
Might be delayed. I'm live. I'm seeing my changes in the webinar presentation screen on my left. I'm seeing those.
Okay. Well.
Hopefully I'm still recording. I want to share this. I want to share how in just a short amount of time I can take these listings and leverage and syndicate them. I think a lot of people need help with that. I think a lot of folks aren't using these tools in Realbird like they can. So I'm sharing this with them. Hopefully we're still recording.
I think so. I mean, I don't know what's being recorded, honestly, because yeah, so see, Richard says that it's frozen on Half Moon listing. Yeah, so it's for me it's the same. Can you reconnect?
Yeah. Okay. I'll start and stop again. So let me.
Just, well, no. Just you have a reconnect button.
I don't want to end the call. I didn't do that last time. I just.
Yeah, don't end the call. Screen.
Just resharing my screen. I don't know if you can see what I am in LinkedIn.
Okay, now it's okay. Now we see what we see now is the list of. Well, actually, it's somebody with a backpack.
Yeah, you're seeing LinkedIn.
Yeah. Okay.
Just log in here. Let's see. Put mine in here. It's amazing to me how many tools Realbird gives folks, but they don't always take advantage of them. So what I'm doing is just I'm logging in here to these different tabs. This is what you want to do, or if they already got LinkedIn. I guess we can do Gmail and do Google Plus. There we go. And let's do LinkedIn, Twitter, Google Plus. Let's do Facebook. I'll log into my Facebook so I can share. So basically what you want to do is have all these tabs open where it's logged in your profile. And there's me. Okay, that's fine. Got Facebook. I got Twitter. Brand new baby. Cool. Not mine, but okay. So I've got a Google Plus open. I've got the listing open that I'm going to share. I got Twitter open. I got LinkedIn open. I got Facebook. I could have Pinterest open here as well. So I just want to go in here and grab this listing and show you how I can share that listing. Okay, so there's the Half Moon listing. I think I want to show Mayberry. I think it's a really cool listing. Yeah, this one here. So let me go ahead and pull that up. So if I take my total combined people that are in my tribe or network or I'm connected to, my Google Plus, Twitter, my LinkedIn, my Facebook. If I had those all, my LinkedIn's biggest. I think I have over 5,000 people in there. I think I have about 550 in Facebook. I think I have about 280 in Google Plus, and Twitter. I'm not as much. I'm a few followers. I'm exactly there. So if you add those all up together, that's a lot of people. And within just a few minutes, I can share this listing with everyone. And of course, we want you guys to do that. So I can click like. I just liked it. So it's going to be shared there in my Facebook. I can click it. Here's the box popping up for that. Beautiful home. Let me click tweet there. Okay. I did Facebook. I did Twitter. No, let's do LinkedIn.
Eric, your screen is frozen again. Yeah. Your screen is frozen again.
Yeah, I apologize for that. I'm still connected. I don't know why it's freezing up.
Well, your voice is warbling. So my guess is that you have a bandwidth problem of some sort, or
I have 250 megabytes.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, can you do the same? Can you do the same thing that you did just a moment ago? Because it's showing what your screen shows is this ranch style home on 1.13 acres.
Is that was all?
Yeah.
No, we're past. I don't know why it's not catching up.
Yeah, go ahead and and just do the same thing again.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. This somehow they must have a problem with Webinar Jam servers.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because I'm not see anything slow down on my side. So.
Can you do the same thing that you did before?
You bet. So turn off unshare.
Unshare, and then display your screen again.
Or you can still hear me. Okay, how about now? What do you see now?
Beautiful ranch list. Okay, there it is. 1108 Mayberry Lane.
Okay. So the idea is Realbird gives you these tools. You want to open up a tab for each one of these areas that you're going to share, and you just click. Now I just clicked LinkedIn. So what this is giving me a box, and we click it, share. There's the box, and say, oh, okay, we're going to share this listing inside LinkedIn. This is actually her LinkedIn. Beautiful home, and it gives you a chance to kind of doll up with the beautiful home. State College. You got to do PA because the people are nationwide here. Okay, and then I can tweet it too. Is that cool? I can tweet it. Let me share that. I can post it to the groups or the individuals and just share with the public. Beautiful. Okay. And the last one is Google Plus. And I happen to be her LinkedIn because that's what I had open. Okay, here's this list I'm going to share. In State College. Post that now on my Google, so that'll show that everywhere. Okay, so the basics what I'm showing you within about 4 or 5 minutes by me using the tools that are available here. Oh, and I can also do here where I can pin it. Right? It takes a few minutes. If I add up all the audiences of people that I've shared this all with, and this one I believe I've already shared in there. There we go. I've shared it with over 550,000 people. That's basically what I did with just a few minutes of work. Not hard at all. So I hope you understand the leverage of that one post, and I can get 100 to 150 people to look at what I posted with just one click. That's the exponential syndication power of sharing, of liking, of tweeting, of posting. So these are the type of things that it's more than just a launch fan in the yard with a flyer box. Okay, it's more than that. And I hope if I can't communicate any more than I did today, that is that you have opportunity. Realbird puts tools in your hands so that you can share these listings everywhere and really be aggressive. More than just, hey, I put an MLS and put a form slash flyer offer. And that's what I'm doing. If you got an open house coming up on this listing, post it. When you go inside your Realbird account, you can go there. It's like, for example, let's take the thing that is or no on. If she wants a home right here, she can do that. Then if right here, let's open house. Yeah, open house dates. So whatever that listing is posted, it will be stamped with the time and date of the open house. Maybe hey, fresh cookies and fresh baked bread will be there. Come join. Save a note. Put the date, of the date and what time. Add the open house. It'll show up now. I don't want to do it because I've shared this listing everywhere, and if she says have the open house, it's not going to work. So it'll get done. So anyway, well, thanks for today. Hopefully you learned a lot. I learned a lot. I've been doing these webinars for over 10 years, training every week or every other week, and I learn things. And Realbird is always coming up with new ways to be able to share your success, whether it's past, active, or pending, and to be able to share those listings everywhere. So take a look at these tools and use the best you can. Go ahead, Gabe.
Yeah, I just wanted to apologize for the problems. We'll redo this webinar because it is a lot of information, and it's a topic that usually nobody talks about. So the other thing is, if you guys really want to get going on this, Eric can help you. That's what he does. And as a last just pitch here. I don't know how much you know about this new service that we have. It's unrelated to this. It's homesbysms.com. Take a look at that, and anybody interested, just email us.
Thanks everybody for joining today. We really appreciate your patience with the struggle we had with the newer version of our webinar system. Get those bugs worked out and make sure you get what you need. Thanks everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you guys. Bye. Have a good long weekend.
Thank you.